Hi students, we are going to be doing the Presidential Youth Fitness Program at-home version. It's a new version, obviously because we're not in school. This is going to give everyone the opportunity to stay healthy during these difficult times. So for the next month, we are going to be working on our fitness. So we will be taking a test in the area of aerobic capacity, and that test will involve jumping. Our muscular strength will involve push-ups, curl-ups, and squats. And then our flexibility will be a sit and reach. So what's going to happen is today I'm going to show you how to do each one of the different components. And then you will have an opportunity to practice all week. And then on Friday, we will take the actual baseline test. So it's the beginning part where you're starting from. And then we will talk about setting goals and what you need to do to reach either the bronze level, the silver level, or the gold level in each one of those categories. Let's get started. So our first activity involves jumping. So you have a couple of choices. If you have a jump rope, you can use a jump rope. That actually may slow you down because the jumping test is for 1 minute. So instead of a jump rope, you can just draw a line and use a line, and you can jump forward and back over a line, and this is what that looks like. Here's an example. The aerobic capacity part of the test, you are going to jump for 1 minute. So you need to have a line. I have my phone cord that I tape to the floor so I don't trip over it. So the timer will start and you're going to count how many times you can jump over the line in 1 minute. So I need you to practice short, quick jumps. We're not doing big, huge jumps like that. So a line, chalk on the ground, whatever you need, over the line, over the line. That's the aerobic capacity. All right, the next test is, it's the muscular endurance component. So remember that the muscular endurance component is how long you can, how many times you can do something. So it's trying to get your muscles to work over and over and over and over again, not just muscular strength where you lift like one super heavy thing. This is to see how long you can do an activity. So it will measure push-ups for 1 minute, how many you can do in 1 minute. And here is the example of what that looks like. Our next activity is push-ups. So what they want you to do is they want you to make sure that you're doing a push-up and that your arms are going to a 90-degree angle. Now 90-degree angle is super confusing because you can't see yourself do it. So you need something like a stuffed animal, a Kleenex box, or something like that, okay? Your body needs to be perfectly flat. You can't have a mountain and you can't have a valley, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like. Here is the mountain with your back way up in the air. It's not flat. And here is the valley where your stomach is hanging down and your head and your feet are up. This is what it should look like with your body nice and straight, your head, your back, your legs are all in a straight line, your arms are super stiff. They're probably a little wider than this picture, but you can either have them wide or you can have them close together. It's entirely up to you. And you need to make your body super stiff, straight as a board, straight as a board, straight as a board, down, up, down, up. And so you want your chest to hit this. No part of your body can touch the ground like this. Like you can't be like this. And you can't be like this, just bobbing your head. Your body has to be totally straight and your chest has to touch the object that is right here. So that will be for 1 minute. So this is probably one of the harder activities that we're going to do. So you might have to start off practicing on your hands and knees like this. And you might have to practice like this. And that's totally fine if that's how you need to start off. But when we do the actual baseline test and we do the actual test, you need to make sure that your body's in a full plank position and that you're going down and up. All right. The second component of, or the second activity in muscular endurance is curl ups. And here is how you do a curl up. All right, hi, we are going to discuss the curl up. A curl up is almost exactly like a sit up. Just a couple of things that you need to know. Just a couple of things that you need to know. I'm going to show you some things that I saw on the video. Well, I'll show you the right way first. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things I saw on some of the aerobic game videos that you cannot do. All right, so you're going to lay with your feet flat on the ground. They're not going to be super far. They're not going to be super close. No one can hold your feet. So you are going to put your hands on your legs. You need to slide up and touch the top of your knees. You're going to slide up and touch the top of your knees. See how my shoulder blades are off the ground? All right? Then I'm going to slide back down. And then I'm going to slide up. And then I'm going to slide back down. It has to be nice and smooth. Up, down, up, down. All right, here are some things I saw in the video that you can't do. You can't take your hands like this and swing to get momentum. You can't have somebody hold your feet. You can't tuck your feet underneath something. I saw this. I saw somebody grab their pant legs and pull themselves up like this for a sit-up. You can't do that. And then the last one was, somebody started like this and they pushed up with their elbows and then they went up. You can't do that. Your hands need to stay right on your thighs the whole time. You need to slide up and down. Your head has to go all the way down to the floor. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And you're going to see how many you can do in 1 minute. All right. And the last activity in muscular endurance are squats. And this is what your squats need to look like. So here's an example of how we are going to measure squats. Our next activity is squats. So there are a couple of things. I want you to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart. So they're not like this and they're not like this. So look down and make sure they're shoulder width apart. Your toes need to be pointing straight ahead. When you squat, it's like sitting in a chair, except you're not going to rest in the chair. So your body needs to stay upright and you need to pretend like you're sitting in a chair and then come back up. So you can have a chair just so you can barely feel it touch and then come up. So you're not squatting down super far. You're not sitting here and taking a rest. The other thing I want to point out is that I've seen people do squats, and when they squat, their knees go in like this. You can't do that. And when they squat, their knees go out like this. I don't want that to happen. Your knees and your feet need to stay straight ahead, and you're just bending at your knee, and you're pushing this part back. And it'll be how many squats you can do in 30 seconds. So you can use something like a chair so you have a guide and you're not touching all the way down. Your hands are on your legs or your thighs and you're not pushing up and down. You can have your hands on your waist, you can have your hands in front of you, hands on your head, however you want to do it. If you have an exercise ball, you can use an exercise ball, but you can't rest on it. So check and make sure your toes are straight, and you're just going to squat down and touch and come right back up. And you're going to see how many you can do in 30 seconds. But we're not going to do that part of the test. Right now, I just want you to focus on the actual form. So your feet are shoulder width apart, toes are pointing straight. When you're bending down, your body's upright and you're not getting too deep of a bend. So you actually be really good if you could practice it in like a mirror. All right, thanks. And our final component of fitness that we are going to measure is flexibility. So flexibility, you remember my rubber band from last week, it's how far your muscles will stretch without them snapping. So the measure for flexibility is a sit and reach, and this is what that looks like. I was not flexible enough to show you the sit and reach, so I had my daughter, Kendall, do it. That's Kendall. So Kendall right now is doing the bronze standard. So her legs are straight, her back is straight, and she's reaching forward and she's touching her toes. So that's the sit and reach bronze standard. The sit and reach silver standard is legs flat, reaching forward, and you can grab around your feet. That's the silver standard. And I totally forgot to have her do the gold standard, but if she were going to do the gold standard, her upper body would be laying totally flat on her legs. So that is the gold standard. All right, so you can practice on Tuesday if you want to, that's fine. On Wednesday, I'll have another video and we will continue practicing the different components in aerobic capacity where your heart and your lungs work together to get oxygen to your muscles. Muscular endurance, so how many times in a row you can use different muscles in your body, and then the flexibility. We will practice those on Wednesday. And then on Friday, you will take an actual baseline test. So I will set up a timer and you will have 1 minute of jumping, 1 minute of push-ups, 1 minute of curl-ups, 30 seconds of squats, and then you will have 2 different ways to show your flexibility for the sit and reach. Have a great day.